Please, what is the general perception about examination malpractice in the Nigerian society today?
Thank you very much for that question. Like any other malpractice or illegal behavior, because you know we had discussed exam malpractice and described it as an illegal behavior or any wrongdoing before, during and after examination in a way to assess cheap success. So generally the society perceives exam malpractice as being bad, as being wrong, but it has become an acceptable thing because of the resultant effects. One, they need the certificates to be able to enter into higher institutions, while in the institution they also want to succeed without making much effort because the students are themselves lazy and they want an easy way to pass. So the society, much as they perceive it as being bad, have accepted it as a norm because according to them the end justifies the means.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Zamawagu, please, can you add something to that?
Yes, I would like to add that in the society of today where we consider acquisition of certificates as the benchmark, without certificates you go nowhere. Everybody is, or most people are on the run to make sure they get the certificates by hook or by crook so that they can be where they want to be. And I know also that apart from the majority who are in support or who do not see anything bad about examination malpractice, there is a few who form the minority who are stamping their feet and saying no, this ill wind should be wiped out. There are a few, but the majority wants it and wants it to continue.
Okay, examination malpractice in Nigeria, I know, is enhanced by some set of persons, like some category of persons. We first talked about the students, that was on our last edition. Today we are talking about the teachers, the government and the society. I want to delve into the aspect of the teachers. I want to ask, what role do teachers play to propagating examination malpractice in Nigeria? What role do teachers play, Mrs. Awogu?
Well, teachers have a lot to do when it comes to examination malpractice. We know that in the in the school system, the teacher is more or less the pivot, and so if anything, if there is supposed to be proper handling of exam, the teacher is responsible. And if there is examination malpractice, if the teacher says no, it will not happen. Now I see that there are many, at many points, the teacher comes in. During registration, the teacher is responsible for registering the students, and even those who are not qualified for registration, it is imposed on the teacher to register such. We also see that right in the examination hall, the teachers form the invigilators, they are also made the supervisors. So when they go abetting, well, it means that they are playing real roles in propagating examination malpractice.
Thank you very much. The teachers are playing real role in examination malpractice, like Mrs. Nwogu just said. Mrs. Sataga, I want you to highlight those roles the teachers play so that the society will know and will be able to identify them.
Now I see that there are many, at many points, the teacher comes in. During registration, the teacher is responsible for registering the students, and even those who are not qualified for registration, it is imposed on the teacher to register such. We also see that right in the examination hall, the teachers form the invigilators, they are also made the supervisors. So when they go abetting, well, it means that they are playing real roles in propagating examination malpractice.
Thank you very much. The teachers are playing real role in examination malpractice, like Mrs. Nwogu just said. Mrs. Sataga, I want you to highlight those roles the teachers play so that the society will know and will be able to identify them. And if anybody wants to shunt those roles, If any good society, if any good member of the society wants to shunt those roles, they can always do it. They can always do it, knowing that it's their legal right. I want you to highlight those roles.
If we have to highlight the roles the teachers play in aiding and abetting examination malpractice, we may not live here today. First of all, if a teacher wants to help a student and that help doesn't come empty, it is with a view to collecting something. He can give the questions beforehand. He can assist the students to also swap answer scripts after the exam has been written. He can collect money and upgrade the score of the student. He only needs to tell you, if you want to get like a lecturer that tells a student after the tests, if you know you want to get an A, bring 10,000. If you want a B, bring 6,000, and so on and so forth. So the amount of money you pay determines the grade you get. Now, a teacher who is involved in invigilation can also allow a student to be involved in exam malpractice, to cheat by collecting money and closing his eyes when the student brings in materials like microchips, written materials, which some of them, they have written it on their laps, they have written it on their palms. They bring in electrical gadgets that assist them in cheating. So they can do that. They can also get money from the school. Like when I used to be in the secondary school, the university secondary school, the teachers from the schools are the ones that act as supervisor for WAEC. And at a stage, as vice principal in the school, the questions for our WAEC exams do not come on time. A paper scheduled for 10 o'clock does not take place earlier than 3. And this is because the supervisor has refused to come to the school. Because again, he knows that in the school, the students are going to be made to write on their own. And by so doing, the supervisor will not be given any money. And the supervisors themselves will claim that they have to make returns to WAEC. So they do not want to come to UDSS because they know that they will not be given any money. And if they are not given any money, they don't have anything to return to WAEC, who is already also sending them. So we end up having to go to the custodian of the question papers to beg them to please allow a supervisor to come. That is in a situation where you want to do things right. And so on and so forth. The supervisor that is supervising an exam wants to live at par with his contemporaries in the society. He wants to have a car to take his child to school. He wants to be able to build a house. And he knows that if he has to do this within the limited salary that he's being paid, he's not going to be able to meet up with this. And so he bends backwards and overlooks all sorts of things. He himself can even go and sell the question paper, those that supervise JAMB exams. We have had situations where supervisors are the ones that even sell question papers to parents, to students, and also aid all those other people. So all this, there are many other ways they can aid students to be involved in exam malpractice.
Thank you very much, madam. You've highlighted so much. I really have discovered if I give you more time, we won't end this program. But thank you for so far.
You're welcome.
I want to also talk on this. I want you to also talk on this issue. We know that all this you've highlighted are offenses that are due for punishment. Now, considering the decree 20 of 1984 and the Examination Act of 1999, I want to ask, how far has this helped in solving the problems of examination malpractice in Nigeria? I want Mrs. Nwogu to say something.
Yes, we hear of, occasionally we hear that some persons have been arrested for examination malpractice. We hear in the news, we hear it as rumors, but we have not really heard that anybody has been incarcerated for 21 years. We have not even heard that of 3 or 4 years. But the point we are trying to make is that if the law is not effective, then something else should be done. Apart from that, we claim that the teachers play real roles in examination malpractice, but we know that in the society itself, the examination malpractice syndrome touches on all aspects, touches every individual. One way or the other, we are all guilty. And so who wants to incarcerate who? Nobody wants to incarcerate the other person. Maybe it's a relation that is involved, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a neighbor, maybe it's a political associate. So because the law is more or less a draconian kind of law, many people, the implementers of the law do not want to go ahead to implement the law because they know it will affect them also. So there is a deficiency, and that is what we are talking about today. What we can look at some other aspects of trying to, you know, curb examination malpractice by, like in the last edition we had, we mentioned that teachers can play roles of improving the quality of education. Yes, they can, but whatever thing that the teachers do, definitely there will still be offenders. If the custodian of the examination body, custodian of the papers, examination papers, is held as a culprit, of course there has to be penalty. If any other person is involved in examination malpractice, not just the teachers, the students, other officials, all of them also have to face the wrath of the law. We can bring down the number of years. We can also, you know, go about, say, maybe productive punishment. We can say maybe no salary, or your salary is reduced, or expulsion, as the case may be. We can also say, okay, so person who is in charge of the examination papers for this examination body, you will no longer be the custodian of the papers. Step aside and let somebody of a better or higher integrity take the place of that person. All these are punitive.